Sigma males and alpha males have very different styles of communication. Although the alpha male is louder and brasher, he's also more magnetic. He has an incredible ability to attract attention and make himself stand out. Sigmas, on the other hand, have a more low-key approach to communication. They choose their words carefully and avoid the spotlight. In this video, we'll take a deeper look at these two strategies. So here are 11 ways that Sigma and alpha males communicate. Number 11. Sigmas remain aloof to alpha male power struggles. Everybody has to deal with alphas in daily life. Alphas are the leaders who run most companies and organizations, but not everybody understands the way alphas communicate. Alphas use two main types of communication. Most of the time they use casual conversation like everybody else, but they also have a more subtle type of communication that they use during power struggles. Understand that alphas play status games. In other words, sometimes he will attempt to shift the power dynamics of the group by drawing attention to his superiority. This often involves bragging or putting other people down. Sigmas often win these power struggles because the ability to remain aloof will neutralize most alpha male tactics. If you remain aloof to his status games and let your actions do the talking, you will be immune to 90% of the tactics that alpha males use. Number 10. Alphas are sensitive to insults and disrespect. An alpha is a leader who cares deeply about reputation. So alphas hate being disrespected by people who have low status. To him, it seems like you have no respect for his position. Who are you to insult an important person like him? He especially hates it if you disrespect him in front of people he's trying to impress. So if a Sigma wants a harmonious relationship with an alpha male, he understands that giving the alpha some respect is non-negotiable, especially when other people are present. You can't disrespect an alpha and still expect to work well with him. Weirdly, if the alpha thinks you have higher status than he does, he becomes much less sensitive. Alphas don't care if their superiors show them disrespect. They just hate it when their inferiors do. Number 9. Alphas tend to brag about their achievements. When an alpha speaks to people, he often brings the topic of conversation back to his accomplishments. But people enjoy his stories because alphas are exceptional men who have crazy life experiences. Sigmas, on the other hand, avoid bragging about their accomplishments. They are private people who don't like sharing personal information. They'll actively avoid talking about themselves, finding clever ways to change the topic. Therefore, when a Sigma and an alpha are talking, the Sigma will let the alpha do most of the storytelling. Even if Sigmas find these conversations tedious, they understand that alphas brag and there's not really much you can do about it. Number 8. Alphas flex on people with lower status. Alphas love having high status so much that they want to show it off. Many alphas will buy expensive things so that their high status is obvious. Sometimes they even overspend and go bankrupt. Alphas will drive nice cars. They will accumulate material objects like golf clubs, boats, or watches. They wear status symbols on their body, often expressing their high status through fashion and lifestyle. Alphas also like being seen in public with beautiful women. Sigmas, on the other hand, prefer to remain under the radar. They want their success to slip by unnoticed. If a Sigma buys expensive things, it's not because he wants to increase his social status. Rather, he buys expensive things because he has good taste. Sigmas also understand that flexing on low-status people will often make you a target. Alphas risk falling victim to being targeted, all because they want to show off their status. Number 7. Alphas are extroverts, Sigmas are introverts. Alpha males are extroverts. In other words, social interaction makes them feel energized and rejuvenated. It gives them a feeling of inner happiness and purpose. Alphas love to talk for many hours, sharing lots of personal information. Sigmas, of course, are more introverted. They feel energized by withdrawing from the world and spending extended periods of time secluded. They love to get lost in intellectual or creative work. So when a Sigma talks to an alpha, there will always come a point where he needs to escape the alpha's presence. Sigmas will often cut the interaction short and make an excuse to leave the room. As soon as he gets away from extroverts, he feels more energized and more at peace. Number 6. Sigmas have a more refined sense of humor. Alphas want people to think they're funny because being funny raises your social status. But they sometimes try too hard to raise a laugh, and it makes them seem like buffoons. They might use crude jokes that make people cringe and laugh at the same time. Or they might even resort to cruelty, mocking people they deem to be lower status as a joke. Sigmas also enjoy humor, but they have a very different way of going about it. Because they have quick minds, they often rely on wit to make jokes. Sigma jokes often include wordplay and very witty responses. Also, Sigmas are not trying to impress anybody, so they don't mind making jokes that only they find funny. They might not even show any exterior sign of being amused, and they often laugh internally at their own jokes. Number 5. Alphas irritate women. Alphas irritate women far more often than Sigmas do. From a mile away, women can spot an alpha's arrogance and sense of self-importance. Women often judge alphas as obnoxious and annoying, and yet women feel attracted to alpha males in spite of these negative judgments. This phenomenon is so common that it's become a cliché. Everybody knows that women fall for jerks. This is another way of saying that women both hate and love alpha males at the same time. Understand that if a woman doesn't like you, you probably will never know about it. But women don't ignore alphas. On the contrary, they tend to give them a lot of attention. Sigmas, in contrast, lack the boastful and obnoxious qualities that irritate women. Women are attracted to Sigmas for different reasons. In particular, they appreciate the Sigma's aura of mystery and his total indifference to the social hierarchy. Number 4. Sigmas and alphas have different approaches to conflict. Alphas are men who seek out conflict habitually. If an alpha spots a conflict incoming, he will run towards it, confront it, and get it over with as soon as possible. Alphas enter conflict and fight viciously for their own self-interests. They don't care if they cause massive drama, and they're good at conflict, so they often win. Plus, they enjoy the feeling of establishing dominance, and often other people involved in the conflict may feel beaten into submission. Sigmas remain calmer than alphas in daily life. They are less prone to anger and less inclined to enter conflict in the first place. But if a Sigma decides to confront an alpha male, the Sigma will also enjoy the battle because deep down he enjoys a good challenge. And once a Sigma has decided to engage, he enters the conflict with the same ferocity as an alpha. And quite often it usually makes for a good battle because neither the alpha nor the Sigma will submit. Number 3. Both alphas and sigmas dislike gamma communication. Gamma males want high status, but they lack the personal qualities needed to attain a high position. Gammas are also highly sensitive to status, except they don't have the courage to enter conflict. Instead, they resort to passive-aggressive behavior, like little snarky remarks. They try to find backhanded ways of getting revenge, often holding grudges for long periods of time. You see this dynamic play out. A gamma will try to assume a position of power in a group, but the alphas and sigmas will immediately disregard him. The seething gamma will then look for subtle ways to get revenge. When the alphas or sigmas confront him, he'll often start sulking or run from the situation. Both alphas and sigmas recognize gamma behavior from experience, and they both hate it. Alphas and sigmas will find reasons to stay away from gamma males, and will often exclude them from social situations. Number 2. Both sigmas and alphas maintain eye contact. In nature, when animals make eye contact with each other, it normally means that they're ready to fight. Predators like lions, tigers, and wolves stare at their prey before attacking. And in human society, alpha males use eye contact to challenge other men. The alpha gaze makes low-status men look at their feet in submission. Alphas will also try to stare down sigmas, but it doesn't work out as they expect. A sigma enjoys making eye contact, except he does it with no emotion in his eyes. showing no fear, anger, or ill will. When a Sigma makes eye contact, his body language remains calm and relaxed. He seems almost friendly about it. He doesn't clench his fists or go red in the face. As usual, Sigma indifference neutralizes alpha aggression. Now, before moving on to the final point, we'd like to thank you for watching the video. If you've enjoyed it so far, please hit the like button as it really helps our channel to grow and allows us to keep making more content for Sigmas. And now on to number 1. Neither alphas nor Sigmas give away important information for free. Both alphas and Sigmas have a style of communication that we can name power talk. When lower status men talk to one another, they never shift the balance of power in the group. But when Sigmas and alphas interact, they sometimes use power talk to shift power dynamics and gain position. It's a question of gaining leverage and exploiting it for maximum benefit. Sigmas and alphas understand how to leverage important information, and this understanding makes them good at negotiating. A good analogy is gambling. You need money to gamble with high stakes. Similarly, to engage in power talk, you need information that gives you leverage. If you hear Sigmas and alphas using power talk, it may sound like the TV series House of Cards. Often, when using power talk, Sigmas and alphas weave multiple layers of meaning into their words, and the lower status men are oblivious to it. If either a Sigma or an alpha comes across information that gives them leverage, they will never give it away for free. They leverage it for maximum benefit. Hopefully this video shed some light on how alphas and Sigmas communicate. Alphas enjoy the spotlight, so it's easier to understand what they are doing. Sigmas prefer operating behind the scenes, so many people find their methods mysterious and alluring. That's all for this week, and I'll see you next time.